This is what goes on inside a speedcuber's head. So what a speedcuber is basically you might have seen someone on the internet who can solve a Rubik's Cube, or maybe it's one of your friends too who can solve one of these things in like less than a minute or 30 seconds or 25 seconds, 20 seconds, 15, 10 seconds, who can solve it in like a really fast amount of time. And like, have you ever wondered what was going on inside their head? Because like, to be honest, I really haven't, because I'm one of those people. And sorry if that sounds like bragging, but it's just kind of a fact. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to try to be explaining what kind of goes on inside of someone like me's head. Definitely grammatically correct there. So yeah, let's get into it. I mentioned in a different video that there are a few things you need to know. First thing was that this is not a tutorial. And then the second thing was that there are 6 sides. There's left side, right side, up side, down side, front side, back side. That does sound kind of weird still. And the next thing is the pieces. This is an edge piece. It has 2 colors. This is a corner piece. It has 3 colors. This is a center piece. It has 1 color. Unless there's a logo on it, then it could be more than 1 color. But usually centers only have 1 color. So that's basically all you need to know for this video, because this is not a tutorial. So let's see what speedcubers think. Well, me as a speedcuber, I use a specific method called the CFOP method, which stands for, I forgot. I think the C stands for the cross, the F stands for the first 2 layers, the O stands for orientation of the last layer, and then the P stands for the permutation of the last layer. See, I'm smart. I can do something. So anyway, that's the method. Now I'll just be showing how this method kind of works and what people think when using this method. So first, there's the C of this method, which is the cross, and I don't actually usually start with the white side, but I will do on the white side to make it easier to look at. So yeah, this is what a cross looks like. There's a cross, and then there are a bunch of colors that match up with the edges. It looks really nice. I missed the spin there. That's better. And yeah, it's just really cool. That's the first step. The second step is solving the first 2 layers at the same time, which might sound kind of weird or kind of hard or kind of weird, but it's actually not that weird if you practice. Yeah, just practice. So anyway, like there are these empty slots. If you look at that, like there are these 2 pieces that are kind of connected from the cross. Now there are these slots that you have to fill in. So this step is basically just filling the slots, like that. See, the slot's now filled. Now there's a block, and it looks nice. Then you just do that like 4 more times because there's 4 more slots. And then you have the first 2 layers. It looks kind of cool, but kind of not, because I'm so used to looking at it by now because I'm kind of smart. And then there's orientation of the last layer, which basically means twist these 2 corners. Just kidding, because that's kind of cheating. It basically means just get all the space the same color. Yeah. So there are like 57 algorithms to do this, and that's one of them. It gets all that stuff. And then next is to solve all the rest in another algorithm. There's 21 of these, I think, and it would look like that. So that's basically how the method works. Now, let me explain, well, not explain because you probably won't understand if you're not a speedcuber yourself, but basically demonstrate how a speedcuber would think through this. So first step is the cross. So what a speedcuber would do is basically look for the 4 pieces of the cross and then plan out the cross beforehand. So the 4 pieces for a white cross are here, 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 and here. So I'm going to start saying things in a language you probably don't understand if you're not a speedcuber. So I can do an F move to bring this red piece right here, and then that'll be in the correct orientation. Where if I do an R prime, then it'll move this green piece into the correct orientation, where I can do a B prime and then it'll move that. Now 3 pieces of the cross will be oriented, and I can do a D move, and then let's see. Oh yeah, there'll just be another R prime. So that should be fine for the cross. And then if you're extra smart, you can even predict the first pair for the first 2 layers, but I might not be smart enough to do that. But I think I might be. So if I'm correct, then the first pair will be right here. Sorry, I'm not that good at doing this. But yeah, so that's basically how a speedcuber would think for the cross. And now there's the cross. And now the next step is the first two layers. Now if you heard kind of what I was saying in the previous step, which you probably did because that was 2 seconds ago, you probably saw me pointing at something right here. And look, there are 2 pieces right here. There's a blue and orange, and there's a white, blue, and orange. The white belongs on here because it's there. And so I would rotate because I already planned this out before the solve even started. And then I solve that slot like that. And then I solve the next one, and while I'm actually solving that, dang, I already forgot what case that was, but let's pretend this was the case. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I can look to see which one's going to be next, which I can see is going to be right here, and it is, so I do that. Then while inserting this one into the slot, I can look to see what else there is, which is going to be right here. So I rotate like that, and then I solve the last slot. Now, if you're not a speedcuber, that might look and sound really confusing, and even if you are a speedcuber, that might also sound really weird and confusing, because I'm talking in a really weird language and most people can't really understand what I'm saying because they're talking a really weird tone of voice at a really weird pace. But anyway, hopefully you kind of understand. Next, we just have to orient this in a single algorithm, which, if you're a speedcuber and you're thinking like a speedcuber, it comes by muscle memory. That algorithm is this. Because you memorize 57 algorithms and you practice, and practice is good. And then next is just solving the rest. Now, these parts are actually called permutations, and if you're a beginner at CFOP, you might actually think of the name for the permutation, which for this is called a Y-perm, but I don't think that, and I think most people don't think that, and they just go by their muscle memory, and they recognize this case without thinking about any words. Then they just do the algorithm, and then they do that move. That's how this works. That's how speedcubers typically think. And actually, most speedcubers, because they're turning so fast, they don't actually think words in their head. They just recognize everything as they go on. So I'll just try to demonstrate that as well. So let's see. Cross, planning out cross. Let's see, I said that I was going to try to think like a speedcuber, but speedcubers don't think in words, so I guess I'll just be saying random stuff. So I just get the cross, I guess, and then I see the first pair, and then I see the second pair, and then I do that. Oh look, it's this P case, that's really nice, and then a G perm, bam. That's basically how speedcubers think. Sorry if you didn't understand any of that, but guess what? I understood all of that because I am a speedcuber and I'm smart, so bye.